does this thing always fall at the start of every team talk session? It's hilarious. This thing loves to disconnect. At the beginning, too, of everyone. Let's see if we get it down. Alright, cool. We look good. We look crooked, but we look good. I don't want it to fall. I gotta start putting you to bed before this. Alright. Bum. We look good. You wanna see yourself on TV? Well, on the computer? Who's that? Oh, you're dying right now. It's okay. Come on, you're okay. Finish this real quick. I'm tired, so I ain't gonna lie. But we ain't been on here in a minute. What's up, Dad? What's up? Start flooding that section with questions, comments, and concerns. And we'll pick up in like 3 minutes. Might doing a last bit of adjustments for our team contracts. Perfect. Bump. Let's see what we have. Yeah, what we have, Miles? Let me know what's up. What's this? Oh, what the hell?
What's up, guys? We are live here.
Machado uploaded his Android 17 deck profile. He's supposed to put it on private. It's supposed to be available tomorrow. Yeah, let me put it on private real quick. He snapped. Yeah, he got top 16. Y'all let George Machado get top 16 with Android 16. Y'all savages. Sheesh. When did he put this up there? I didn't see that until I just came here. Let's see. Wow, so he got top 16 with Android 16. I mean, that's the first top for that leader. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting past weekend. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see if I can find a top cut breakdown real quick. Because, once again, for some reason, the Jets didn't win. I don't know why. But I'm going to see if I can find a top cut breakdown from somewhere. Let's see. Top cut breakdown. Who got it for me? Who got it for me? Man, I don't think I see one. But I know the boys bought Reboot Soul Striker with Janemba and got second and top 8 with it. Also, the Machado got top 16 with Android 16, which is some savage leaders. When I say savage, I mean, I don't know why Vajix is not dominating. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm not going to lie to you until someone does it. Yeah, without further ado, I guess let's get into it. Ooh, this one could be a good one, guys, because I just realized we get to actually discuss. Can I do my discussions, please? Thank you. We get to actually discuss Dragon Ball as a whole, right? The reason being is because this upcoming weekend is the Webcam Invitational. The Webcam Invitational, guys, is going to be straight PayPal. So you get whatever place you get, you're going to get PayPal for it, man. Instantly PayPal, right? But the reason why we get to have fun today is because we're back to the normal, the standard, the expected by all players, best of 3 Dragon Ball format. So, without further ado, let's get into our square. I won't even say the square anymore because you have Battle Evolutions came in and doing some shenanigans. But realistically speaking, the decks that you're gonna see that have been hiding from these best of 1 events, Dark Broly is back. Mecha Frieza is back, and it's gonna be back in numbers, boys. All these decks, especially the Mono Blue Blade Baby, you'll see. I have a feeling you will see them, but they'll get just like that. It's gonna be like the Thanos snap. They're gonna get just snap out of existence, right? What other random decks did I see this past weekend? Yeah, it's just the blue decks. The blue decks I don't feel like are going to fare as well. Of course, you're gonna see still the King Piccolo decks, the launch decks. The launch, it's yet to be determined which one we'll see, whether it's blue-red, tricolor, green-red, mono-red. Like, we still don't know what's up with that deck, man. Like, that deck fluctuates from week to week. I hope to see the return of Red Broly. I really do. Because I think that deck is a highly set-on deck, as well as Vegeks. Those 2 decks, for some reason, are, like, non-existent in Best of 1. Where in Best of 1, if you really look at it, right? Red Broly, Vegeks. What just beats those decks that are like that are winning these events? Like, do you really think King Piccolo would beat it? No. Do you really think what else won the event? Blue Baby would beat it? No. Hell no, it's not gonna beat it. Like, I don't know why. It's just like I don't know. I don't know where players' mindsets are this event. Maybe their mindsets are only to grab the tournament packs, and they want to just make quick money. So maybe that's what it is, but I honestly don't know. Because realistically speaking, you can see Vegeks and Red Broly just running rampant in Best of 1, just getting quick wins. Like, wins that you can't even freaking get anything against. Alright, let me get some comments. I completely forgot there's comment sections in here. I went on a tangent real quick because I'm excited. I get to talk about Best of 3. So, Card Game TV, I went to this past weekend 1K in New Jersey. I saw someone showing off Dr. Euro Live. There's no way you saw that. I'm not gonna lie. There's no way you saw that in an event, bro. Almighty Eddie, my friend tried out he rejects Bill. His only losses were milling back 2 turns in a row for going for a game. Used the bullet SCR. Still, yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, that the thing works. Not only did your friend do that, someone actually messaged me. They said the same thing, well, kind of in the same realm, where they were going against Jordan Marco, and then they had him down to 1 life on turn 2. But the thing is, they tapped out doing it, and on their clapback, he got Cell Xeno'd, which is kind of rough because he was going against that Sync aggro deck, which you cannot tap out for. So, really, really cool. There's at least a handful of players went to try it for Vegeks, but honestly, guys, you can't just pick up Vegeks. Yeah, even though it seems simple to learn, you have to pick it up and understand what you're doing. So I'm telling you, that deck, it's not. I mean, it's not as punishing as other decks are when you misplay, but a misplay is a misplay, and then great players will capitalize on your misplay. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, Vegeks, you can kind of come back from a misplay because all your guys are technically free, but you shouldn't be misplaying just because your guys are free. If you catch my drift. He says Vegeks is easy to learn but hard to master. Exactly. And I'd say that you nailed it. Like, you put the hammer on the nail by saying that, is because yes, it's easy to learn that you mill and then you look for good mills, right? And then from your good mills, you just play off that. But to master it, you have to understand sometimes the difference between, like you said, learning and mastering it is what happens when you mill 5 and you whiff. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand the sequence of order, how you're gonna do your attacks for the turn. Because now, if you have 5 dead cards that you just milled, realistically speaking, if it's me, you're gonna have at least one kind of overwhelm in your hand. Whether it be the SS4 Bardock, whether it be the the Secret Identity Mass Sand. Now you just have to improvise, adapt, and overcome, right? You have to look at your opponent's board state. If you know you're going for a game, but they have just a hassle of a board, or just a whole bunch of guys in active mode, you can try the Secret Identity to try to alleviate some combo part that they're gonna have, as well as blockers that they may have. But if they have nothing on board, you're just going for a game, and they're like pretty much tapped, or they don't have access to Violent Rays or Dormant, and you know this is true, you can just go in with SS4 Bardock Swing. It's stuff like that. That would be a perfect example of learning the deck and mastering the deck. So it's really, really hard to just lose with Vegeks, even if you feel horrible, because that's why I made that video. If you guys haven't seen that last video, I highly recommend you guys go watch it. You can't really do bad. There's no really bad turn of Vegeks, because your worst possible case scenario is that you mill 5 and you whip 5 and you draw a card. But if you have an overwhelm in your hand, you just play it, and it's like, okay, cool. It's all my guys are overwhelm 6, so hey, I got my overwhelm 6, and you see what I'm saying? Like, it's really, really hard to just lose off a bad mill. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm telling you. Yeah, but moving on to this weekend, right? This weekend, expect the reemergence of, you'll still see Vegeks, honestly. If I could play, do I want to play Vegeks? Because with the surge of King Piccolo, my only thing with Vegeks is I really don't feel like playing Tricolor launch with a burning passion. I feel like any kind of blue launches are just a hassle to deal with, and I don't feel like dealing with it. With Vegeks, Dark Broly, I don't care. But with Vegeks, it's like, man, you having access to the beers, and then also have access to coolers and all that good stuff, man. It's just something I honestly don't feel like dealing with whatsoever. But it is an amazing deck if you're trying to ball on a budget. Like, when I say ball on a budget, I don't mean just like to play to get top cut. You can actually win with Vegeks. Like, no trolls, no all that good stuff. You can take Vegeks to tournament and straight up win with it. And it wouldn't be a surprise like, oh, Vegeks won. And if it is a surprise, I'm like, bro, you guys are sleeping. That deck is still straight powerful. Now, Dark Broly does have a higher ceiling, but Vegeks is still as explosive as it was back in the day. With the only difference being is your super combo, now you have to actually count it versus just saying Bibbidi game. That's it. Like, the only time you didn't have to say Bibbidi game is when your opponent had the mirror match, because it was like, well, I have Bibbidi, you got Bibbidi. Who plays 60 cards? Who plays 50 cards? And that's when you start doing math. But back then, man, it was just, you had Bibbidi. It was just game. And you're not playing against anything that's not black or Vegeks. It was just game. So that's just how it was. Is your Vegeks build 50 cards or more? No, my Vegeks build is 50 cards exactly, because you want to see all, and best of one, you want to be as consistent as possible. And the reason why I maxed out on 4 of those 1-drops is because you're realistically speaking going to see those 1-drops are going to be active. Those 1-drops are not going to be dead throughout your matchups, because the games you see blue, you'll have 8 live 1-drops, right? You'll have your both 8 True Fighting Spirits, Son Goku and Vegeta. King Piccolo, you'll have, no matter what deck you're playing against, the True Fighting Spirit Son Goku is always going to be live. Every deck is running counters, right? But just like I said in the last videos, you're going to have to adjust, improvise, adapt, and overcome by looking at what color your opponent has to find out what's going to be your 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th 1-drop. Because if you're going against blue, it's not going to be Dark Power Mass Saiyan. It's going to be your Vegeta True Fighting Spirit. If you're going against things like King Piccolo or like Turtles and stuff, it's going to be Black Power Mass Saiyan. But the thing that you guys cannot forget to do is hold on to your power burst, because a lot of people have outs nowadays. But the thing that a lot of people don't have is multiple outs. Realistically speaking, if your opponent struggles against Dark Power Mass Saiyan, you should win the game's in your favor, because if they struggle against Dark Power Mass Saiyan, that also means they're susceptible to a board wipe by Secret Identity Dark Power Mass Saiyan, right? And you'll be able to just loop that combo with the Secret Identity Dark Power Mass Saiyan and the the 1-drop Black Power Mass Saiyan, as well as your Power Burst. So it's like, it's an infinite loot that you'll never lose. Like, it's just God tier. So that's how it is. The SS4 Bardock, if you do not own the SS4 Bardock, that is unfortunate, because all you're really able to do is hit the brakes versus hitting the gas. But if you don't have the SS4 Barox, and as you talk best of one, I would just up Secret Identity Massane to 4, run the Heroine Secret Wear, and for the extra card that you're missing, oh man, I'm trying to think. What would be a good substitute? It's not as great, but you could run the SS4, not SS4. You could run the SS3, the Champion Pack. What's his name? It's Bardock. It's like SS3 Bardock, I believe it is. It's a champion. It warps everything at 6 or higher. So your Secret Identity Massane will warp everything 6 and lower, but then the other one will warp everything 6 and higher. So if you're going against like, that's best of one. You don't really see Dark Broly like that in best of one, but you do see Shinron. But I wouldn't recommend that. I'll find you an extra card. Whether it be a Kraken Space Time, whatever it is, you would have to. Or if you just want to keep an even split and increase consistency, you can just replace the 3 SS4 Barox with the 3 Vegeta Realm Ravager. The overall 3, when you play them, you'll mill 3. So let's say if you get a bad mill, you'll just mill 3 more. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that. Or even if you hit 3 out of 2 targets and then you have your Unison on board, you can pitch at your Unison, make your Unison go to 15. Now you went from 2 to 3 in your drop because you can just discard 1 from your Unison. So you overrun Vegeta. The Vegeta is free, right? So you overrun the Vegeta. It's a 15k crit that's going to mill 3 more. You swim with the Vegeta because it's essentially the same concept. The only difference is now you have to have the Hidden Power E Supreme Kai and it has to connect. Because now it's going to be a 25k double strike crit versus the dual attack 25k, if you catch my drift. So now, like, your turn 1 play, that would have to be it. And in sense, it would make, it does the same thing. The only difference is you are now forced to use an energy that maybe, hey, you wanted to save on defense for something like a Majin Buu's Human Extinction attack or a Floodgate, like a Dark Power Massane or a Vegeta True Fighting Spirit or Son Goku True Fighting. It's the one downside to that replacement. You will have to give up an energy. Dang, Miles, I can't even read, bro. You're like killing me. What's up? Coop's in here. Still not as good as Vegex with the bots. Which bots? Got top cut with Majin Vegeta. Feels good, man. Yeah, I saw it. Shout out to you, Coop. Congrats, bro. But Coop, I'm telling you, for someone who likes aggro like you, I'm really disappointed that you're not playing Vegex, bro. You have to think, like, oh, man. Vegeta, like, I'm talking about Vegex and Majin Vegeta are very, very similar in the structure where they rely heavily on this early aggro. And if you win a die early, you're just going to win because there's not much your opponent can do on one energy when you're just going for a game on turn 2, right? That's a deck you should really, really just explore. Cool. Not for this weekend because you don't have time. You really don't have a week. Like, we have less than a week now to play test. But for future best of one events, you should really look into this. I'm telling you, dude. Like, the deck for best of one, it's really, really nice here, man. I'm so hyped for the 5K. Yeah, the 5K this week is gonna be lit. Like lit. Heisman's arrived. What up? What's up, man? What's up, bro? I saw your meme. I was looking through my messages, bro. Your meme is hilarious. I'll probably post it after this. I'll make that meme this thumbnail, bro. That meme was hilarious. Shout out to you. That meme was freaking hilarious. Did you see Frank's meme with the Power Rangers and all the different Vegeta leaders? Yes, bro. Frank is like a god tier meme artist in Dragon Ball, dude. Like, it's insane. Mirror Overwhelm. The thing with the Mirror Overwhelm is that I wouldn't recommend it. And the reason why I wouldn't recommend it is that it's a 1 plus 10k. It's a 1 energy card. Yes, it has Deflect, but in sense, it's a worse version of the SS4 Bardock because you're paying 1 energy, you're doing all this for 1 attack that's gonna 100% get negated. Because if you play that card, your opponent knows they have to negate it. Especially now, Green has access to that. I just saw this card. It's like if they're like 5 or less life, they get in their energies monocolor green. They get to negate it by taking a life and adding a blocker. That mirror swing will never go through. I'm just saying, right? Maybe you can get away with it for best of one, but it's really, really rough. It's not something I would recommend. But for best of one, I can see you do it. the rest of 3, I 100% would say no. That mirror swing will always be negated. Like, no one's gonna ever, especially in projects, no one's ever gonna let a mirror swing go through because it's always gonna be followed up by a double strike, bro. Like, it's just not gonna happen. What about Brainwash No More to replace that? It's not the same at all. Brainwash No More does nothing really, yeah, not for best of one. You see what I'm saying? Like, best of one, you just need to either press the gas hard because you want to die roll, or your opponent's just in a not advantageous position. And you just press the gas and say, hey, you have no time to come back because this is best of one. I'm gonna take you right now, and you're not. It's expecting the unexpected, right? They're not gonna expect, hey, he just unloaded on me with the Vegeta 19K that I'm 100% have to take because my super combos are dead. I'm still at 8, 5, 6, or 7. Unloaded on me his leader swing. His unison has double strike. You can calculate those numbers, right? But the thing you can't calculate is when you drop the SS4 Bardock and you have at least 2 open energy. To now where that SS4 Bardock is pretty much your quad strike guy, that's really, really, really powerful if you're not going against yellow or green, because green can blow it up with the H SCR and yellow can just final flash you. But don't forget, if you ever get final flash with Bardock, don't ever forget Bardock will still restand. Do not forget that. Bardock, you will swing with Bardock. Speaking of the devil, I just saw him. I'm always with Bardock. This guy lives next to me. I'm not gonna lie. If you swing with him, you do your combo. Let's just say you drop 1 Hidden Power E Supreme Kai, right? So you declare that you're giving this guy double strike. You have to declare, guys. Don't forget. If you're gonna forget, play further instruction Champa. You do that, and they hit you with a final flash. They still have to out combo or take the damage. If they take the damage, it's 1 damage, of course, but he will still restand because dual attack already activated. So do not forget that, and do not get cheated. All right, let's catch up on some comments. How do you survive with all the over and you don't have 20? Oh, how do I survive when I play Vegeta? I kill him. Like, on my game, like when I'm going for game, I'll look at my drop, and that's another reason why I play the Trunk Super Combo. I always do math. When I'm playing Vegeta, if you ask anyone that ever played me when I played that deck, ask Frank, like he'll tell you, because he goes to my locals, I'm constantly asking for numbers. Like, as soon as he combos, as soon as he draws, I need to know what numbers because the math just starts spinning in my head to where I know you're just dead. Like, with Vegeta, the amount of free attacks you can have and the amount of negates that your opponent can actually negate, it's easy to predict. And I'm telling you can ask Frank, Kenny. The Kenny usually joins the chat, so you can ask him, or you can ask any of my local guys. When I play Vegeta, I am a number hungry guy because I will have like 3 cards in deck. I'm like, okay, cool. Majin Buu Human Extension attack. Leave myself at 1. I will overrun for that turn, so I make sure my super combos will not draw a card, and I'll just kill you. It's that simple because you have a finite number of ways you can negate against Vegeta, especially when all your guys once again are free. So like those negates will come and run out really, really, really quick. And now all you have to look at is your Majin Buu's Human Extinction attacks, which gives it an plus 15k to anything you want besides your unison. It does not work on unison, guys. A 15k guy. So it's really sitting there thinking there like, well, damn, I didn't negate this guy. Now I'm gonna have to take this damage, which sucks. Unless you have like 3 or 4 super combos. Now if you have 3 or 4 super combos, that's just something you can plan for. But realistically speaking, you can do the math in your head regardless. Because if you see 0 super combos and you're constantly being vigilant, give it a Majin Buu Human Extension attack along with a Kai if you have 5 or less. Now if you have 5 or more, if you have 6 or more cards, give it a super combo. Now no one's gonna try to out combo something that you just gave 25k power to. If they don't negate it, they're taking it. That's worse than trying to out combo a Dark Broly 30k. Because you just gave a Vegeta 25 extra k. You see what I'm saying? That's like what? 25 extra k? That's 3 super combos. They're not going to give you 3 super combos. They're going to say, you know what? I'll just negate the next attack. But the thing is that they negate the next attack. That's why I told you there's cards like this that just become... Oh man, where did he just go? This guy disappeared. Oh no. I didn't give him to you, did I? Oh, he disappeared. But that's just for Bardock, right? That's why cards... Oh, there it is. That's why cards like this, they're not really replaceable because... you having multiple swings with it or something your opponent just doesn't account for it. And even if they do account for it, it's like, what can you do? because you had to negate swings previously before him, and now if you're running negates with him and you give this guy just one double strike, this guy becomes a 35k base. Now let's say if you still have your multi boost human extinction attack, and that's why I told you mirrored is not really the same, because that one energy that you would have paid for mirror is now free for him. One human extinction attack puts this guy at 40k, plus a double strike puts him at 50k just off 2 cards that you have. Like that's just unstoppable. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And if somehow you survive that, your opponent survives that, always keep an extra high energy in your hand. Don't always go on one attack. Because the thing is, if you could force them to tap and they're at 1, they can't use sparking anymore. Like, it's little stuff like that you guys have to be able to understand and recognize. Like, there's a lot of times I just go all in, and you guys ask my opponent, he goes, you have an extra card in hand? I'm like looking at him like no, I'm just waiting for you to react. Because if I know they don't have no, like, a reactive card such as the green S or anything like that, this guy regardless is going to stand up. That's facts. Like, unless you pop him mid-battle, he's going to stand up. So I'll just say, okay, cool, nothing. Especially if they're at 1 or they're at 2, I'll just say nothing. Like, there's no point. And then swing with him again and then finish it. And that's how I do it. Let's see. Yeah, so that's how we do it when I don't always have 20 and drop. I rarely will shuffle in my deck. The only time I'll shuffle in my deck is if I'm playing against something stalled, like Blue Baby and stuff like that. If I'm playing against Blue Baby and stuff like that, I keep my overwhelms back, because you have to understand, if you overwhelm and stuff against Blue Baby or something like Invoker trying to just stall you, you're playing yourself, because you're overwhelming to try to get an attack off that was never going to go through to begin with. It's stuff like that that you got to have the understanding before you actually pick up the Jax deck. Like, there's certain decks you just don't do it. It's just bait. And if you don't understand that, you're going to get baited, you're going to get upset. You're going to say, well, I'm going to play 60. And then now your deck is going to become really inconsistent. It's like, well, damn, if you thought you're whiffing on 50 cards, 60 is going to be even worse. You don't play 60 cards anymore after the Bibbidi nerf. There's literally no point. Keep your deck as consistent and efficient as possible, guys. Trust me. Just understand your matchups. Things like Sync Shinron, hey, if they have the 9-drop on board, don't overwhelm. You're overwhelming yourself to death because you're going to deck out, because those attacks are never going to go through. You're going to get haze or you're going to run into the blocker. I'm just speaking fact. It's never going to go through. Let's see. Y'all planning to pick up a Jack after this weekend? Bro, I hope I'm free. I'm like trying to take on so many hours. So like, you know what? Just take Saturday off. So man, right now I'm at 37 or 37.5 hours. So I'm trying to like get there really quick. So I'm just capped out by then. What's your advice for prepping this weekend? Go back on your computers or on your smartphones. Go to PPG Event Management and revisit those deck lists. Do not look at these best of 1 events, guys. The only deck that will be there from best of 1 will probably be King Piccolo. That's it. Like, Blue Baby, if you see a Blue Baby player and he somehow gets there, he just somehow got there. I'm just telling you right now. Don't worry about certain decks like that. All these blue decks are just randomly appearing. Just know that black will have full access to their sideboard. And it's not going to be the same thing. But yeah, that's my greatest advice to you, is go back to PPG Event Management and go to the Dragon Ball In Real Life Invitation at Miami and just look at those top cut deck lists. And you'll get an accurate picture of what the meta really is. The only other thing I can possibly say to prepare for is maybe Android 16. Because Android 16 is a kind of problematic if you don't know what you're doing against it. So maybe Android 16 you gotta look at. And prepare yourself, guys, for Reboot Gohan. Just because it's not legal for best of 1 does not mean the deck was gone. Reboot Gohan will 100% be announced, and Reboot Gohan will try to get quick cash. When I say quick cash, I'm talking about quick, cheap cash. So be very vigilant for Reboot Gohan, guys. I can't express it enough. Those people, there's actually people that came up to me at PPG Miami and said, Eddie, thank you for making that video. I'm like, which one are you talking about? It's like the one where Reboot Gohan, because all they face is Reboot Gohan in Miami. That's all they face. And I'm telling you right now, if you really don't want to spend money on cards, but then you want to just win a quick $1,000 in your PayPal, $500 in your PayPal, $800 in your PayPal by playing in this invitational event, buy a Reboot Gohan deck and just sweep through people. It's a lot of decks that can't just handle it. I'm telling you. Let me see. If you're going against black, they have to have brainwash. If you're going against red, they're just dead, dude. Like, if you go, think about it, guys. King Piccolo. If you play against King Piccolo and you're Green Gohan, you just laugh in their face because you're like, bro, if you play anything, you are dead. Like, you're dead to rights. They literally have to, even if they don't play anything, if they try to hold, what is their negate gonna do? Wolfang Fist does not negate an attack. Wolfang Fist, if I'm remembering it correctly, doesn't even neg the leader 15. It negs a battle card 15. I have to double check. I know it doesn't do unisons. It may do leader, but the biggest thing to remember about Wolfang Fist, it does not negate the attack. So what are you gonna do? Bonnet raise? Bet, fam. I was never swinging anything but my leader again. Swing, you're dead. Like King Piccolo against Green Gohan, you're dead. I'm just gonna stop right there because I don't want to go against Green Gohan, but they're dead. Yeah, that's it. That's the only other deck that was in Miami that really it was a lot of Gohan. I'm telling you, when I made that video, just people prepared for it, and they all came up to me. A majority of them came up to me and just thanked me for it. So be on the lookout for Evil Gohan because it is a deck that will get you off guard, and do not be upset if you do get caught by a Evil Gohan player. Because I'm telling you right now, be prepared for Evil Gohan. How about playing the SS4 Goku that chooses battle? There's no replacement for this, bro. I'm telling you, there's no replacement because you gotta think about it. If any overarm you swing with, this right here, at worst, you ready for this? The worst possible thing that can happen to this is a counterplay. And it's a 1-for-1 because you just technically what just happened now. This caused 0 energy, but you just took cards. So imagine this card just said, "Hey, this card 1, and your opponent discards 1." That's exactly what the worst possible case scenario this will happen. Now, the second worst possible scenario that will happen with this is your opponent negates this both times. But now all this just said was play this card and your opponent discards 2. Now do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's things and numbers and stuff that this thing just, you can't, it's intangible stuff with this guy. This guy just gets you there. It's like, there's no replacement for him. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's just no replacement for him. Those things you can't really substitute. I have 4 of that Bardock. I collected it. What Archer? Yeah, it's good, bro. Like, I appreciate this card from the first day. People were like, Heartfelt. I'm like, bro, this is more busted than Heartfelt in this deck. So I'm like, you understand? If you're under like a Vine Raise, whatever it is, you're god. Like, your deck is just dead. Or Vegeta's Unison, your deck is just dead. This guy is a 0-5K. Like, if I can't swim with him, I'm just gonna combo him away into black card. I'll just charge him. Like, this guy is busted, dude. I was one of those people that thanked you. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, a lot of people played King Piccolo in Miami, and they came up to me and said, "Eddie, bro, you saved me." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I just went against Green Gohan, and those texts, I went through every single color. Go back and rewatch that if you don't know how to play against Green Gohan. I went through every single color and told you guys what every color has to combat it. Now, if you're red, I ain't gonna lie, you're SOL. Because unless you have after image in your main or somewhere on your side, you're just spread them cheeks. Be like, it's not going to be a fun time. Especially if you're King Piccolo, it's not going to be a fun time at all. The only red deck that has a chance against Green Gohan, in my opinion, is Bulma. Because Bulma just says, my guys are blockers. You can swing it if you want to. That's it. Yeah, Hatchat too. That's another thing. I did wonder about Hatchat, and Hatchat did fairly well. Machado was playing Hatchat. The only reason why Machado was not in top cut, he finished top 32, but it was top 16, right? The only reason why he was not was because randomly he faced 2 blue decks, and 2 blue destroys Hatchat because your threats cannot stick. Hatchat needs your threats to stick. No deck besides blue can just say your threats, you just tapped all that for nothing. Because blue with the God Ceiling just says literally you did all that for nothing. Everything else he faced, Dark Broly's, everything, he 2-0'd. Like, I'm not sure if he 2-0'd him, but he beat them. He beat them 2 games to 1, 2 games to none, or 1 game to none. And that's just how it's going to go. So, that's telling you, that's how it's going to go. Do you think I should run 100%? Rebu Gohan will not win the event. I can guarantee right now. Rebu Gohan will be in top cut. I know that for a fact because some players just won't listen. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to prepare for King Piccolo, Dark Broly, and Mecha Frieza. They're not going to listen. They're going to get slaughtered. Mecha players are not going to run Release from Evil. They're going to get slaughtered. Dark Broly players are not going to run Brainwash. They're going to get slaughtered. red players, I don't know what you can. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you're just gonna get slaughtered. Right? Not sure if all you're gonna get slaughtered. Yeah, blues. I'm sorry, I can't respect blue in best of three. Like, someone would have to do very well in best of three and then come talk to me, bro. I just don't respect blue in best of three. But that's speaking because I'm a black player. I usually play this or I usually play this. So, as a black player, I don't really respect blue. I'm like, I have floodgates on floodgates on floodgates. You're not going to really do anything. But 100% Coop, I would highly recommend you play Ryu Gohan over Majin Vegeta. Majin Vegeta, you got to think about this, Coop. And you know I'm not lying. Coop, in best of three, when you start getting looped with violent rays, you're just going to lose. Like, there's nothing you can do. Yes, you can swing with your leader, but your leader is probably going to have an answer in form of they're going to have their combo power since everything else you cannot swing with or something like that. So, I would highly recommend if you're thinking about playing green to play Ryu Gohan instead. Guys, if you are a red player and you don't want to play King Piccolo, you can thank me later. Go play Red Broly. Just go play Red Broly. Play it. You'll be fine. What other advice would I give for this weekend? Oh, review the annex, guys. Review the annex. When I say review the annex, I'm talking about the Pro Play Tour annex, webcam events. Your layouts have to be clean and crisp. And if it's not clean and crisp and the judge walks in and looks at your table and is like, what's going on? Why is this there? Why is that there? It's literally for the protection of the players, because I don't want players complaining. It's going to be a warning. Now, if it's your second, third, fourth warning, 2 warnings is a game loss. So please don't put yourself in that position. Do not put yourself in that position, guys. Be good and you'll be good to go. Hey, do you recommend any good movies on Netflix? Since I don't have... My dog said, do you have any good movies on Netflix and I don't have the bar? You can play the deck. I'm not going to say you cannot play the deck. It's just, you're losing a lot. Like, if I were to rate this deck a 10 out of 10, without just this, it would instantly go to, like, at max, a 7.5, dude. Because there's things you just can't do without this card. Like, when you have this card, it's not fair, dude. Like, you understand. If somehow you get put behind, you reset. And if you're already pushing forward, you push on the gas even more. And this guy it's literally irreplaceable. I'm trying to think. What can you do to replace this? Like a substitute. Like I said, you can try the Vegeta, the Ravager out. The only thing with the Ravager is now you have to prioritize that as like your turn 1 play. Where, hey, not the Ravager, the Vegeta, it's a 3-drop overwhelm. That's your turn 1 play. And you have to connect with the double strike. Because if you don't, it's snake for you. Doing that will make your opponent start with 6 life. And if they're playing King Piccolo and you do that, they're starting with 4 life. They'll go to 5, but they're starting with 4 life. It's really, really good. But closing the game, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't recommend, I don't even think there is a substitution for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Vegeta without the SS4 Bardock is like SS Blue Goku. Yeah, I'm telling you, like it's really, really hard to close the game without that deck. Because you'll push them, because without this card, right, you'll do well, but you'll find out the games you lost, your opponent won with 1 or 2 life left, and you could not take away that one last or 2 last life that they had. But when you had this is literally 2 attacks in 1. If this is not 2 attacks in 1, let me put it this way: if they have no negation or anything like that, this demands 1 super combo and a 5k. 1 super combo and a 5k. That's 15k power, guys. It's unbeatable. I like my Vajinx. You can, if you have the black cards, you could try Gogeta, the Gogeta Zeno. Now I'm not gonna lie, if you go against Dark Broly, you're gonna get spanked. If you go against Green Gohan too, you're gonna get spanked. I'm not gonna lie. Green Gohan and Dark Broly, you're just gonna get spanked if you're playing Gogeta Zeno. But you can play it. It's a fairly budget option. Those TP Kais, I saw them in the auction center for like 2 or 25. I'm like, sheesh. I picked mine up when they're like 25, 30. So you can play it if you really, really want to. Dark Broly, you can. That's expensive. I ain't gonna go there. And the only 3 black decks that I see is Literally, Vegex, Dark Broly, and Black Gogeta Zeno. That's it. Off topic a little bit. What cards do you think might get banned? I hope to the DBS gods and King Kai himself and Lord Zeno that the 6-drop Dark Broly's do not get limited to 1. I pray that. Wow, look at it. It's like if you were to do that, you'd create so much balance. But I think you just broke the deck. Like you just can't. Because I'm looking at why are they making more 6-drop Dark Broly's? I'm like, there's no way you're gonna fit this in your deck. It's just extra filler. But if you go really deep inside the thought of Bandai, and it's like, why would you make more 6-drops? It's because if you limit everything to 1, or at least the 3 OGs to 1, you can have the new 7-drop, the red one. You can have them. Honestly, if anything got hit, I think it would have to be that. But I don't know if they would hit it because they're still making money off that. It's a fairly new thing. But the reason being is because if there's ever black multicolored cards, that just became a staple. That is a black and red card. But that's a story for another day. If you were to limit, let me just pull them out. These people right here, and kind of, if you guys played Yu-Gi-Oh, my reference I'm going to use is Dragon Rulers. You can still play the deck, but it just became mission impossible, dude. Like, if you just say 1, 1, 1, and now use your logic and say, why is Ben not making more Dark Broly stuff? It's like, whoa, obviously it's because they're going to limit it. I would cry, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I would really, really cry. I'd probably quit. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be like, this is my deck. This and Vegex are my babies, dude. I wouldn't quit because Vegex has Gogeta coming in. But this deck is just so smooth. Like, this deck has the answers for everything. Like, you have board removal. You have hand and drop removal. You have blocker. Green Gohan, I just set on this. And when I didn't sit on this, I just set on Brainwash. It was just, you couldn't do anything on that. Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping it's not true. And they're just making Dark Broly cards that are like somewhat decent. Not good, but somewhat decent. And players think it's good. And like, hey, let's do it. But yeah. Is Dark Broly your favorite deck of all time? My favorite deck in this game of all time? You would have to do it per format. Because decks change, right? Obviously, GOAT format, in my opinion, was set 1, 2, the expansion pack, all the way to the expansion pack, the heroes and villains, was Vegeta. That deck was just, bro, you were getting clapped. I don't care what you were playing. You sat against me playing Blue Vegeta, you were getting clapped. Like, clap, dude. It was bad. The only chance you had was against Cell. But once that green blue list came out, you were getting clapped, dude. Like, you weren't going to reach the turn 3 to loop me down to thingy. This format, I ain't gonna lie, Vegex is still up there too. But Vegex got hit so many times, dude, which is insane. I still think this leader is insane. I love this because it's just free and it got me my W. And it's just like, I don't know, we have memories with this guy. But this is just unfair. Like, these guys are just... I thought Vegex was unfair. But, God, honestly speaking, Vegex, they could have had everything. Every single thing legal that it had, minus the pre-nerf Bibbidi. I think this deck would spank it. I'm not even trolling, guys. Like, it was just insane. Another one of my favorite decks are Piccolo Surge. But let's get back to helping you guys out for this weekend. I love Piccolo Surge too. Hold on. What is my thingy on? I need to get a charger. Mouse, excuse me. My thing's gonna die. 1 second, guys. Charger. Let's see. All perfect. Alright, yeah, let's help you guys out for this weekend. What do we got? Like, my Vegex build is straight. Girl, 55. Nah, I like 50, bro. Because you gotta think about it. Yes, at 50, it's hard, but you just have to understand how to play Vegex. Because if you're at 50, you're not gonna deck out. Because you know, it's like I told you earlier, Blue Baby and stuff, you're not overwhelming because you're overwhelming to just get yourself negated. Like, you just have to have a common understanding when you play the deck. That's why I said you have to still... It's what... I forgot who said it earlier. When they said it's easy to learn Vegex, but it's not easy to master. That's a perfect example of it. It's like a guarantee to you. People like they're like, damn, Eddie really loves this card, so they're gonna get 6, and no matter what matchup, they're just gonna over them and swing and not understand that hey, against certain matchups, you're gonna get negated, or you're gonna get certain matchups. You have to understand you have to use this as bait. It's not really your finisher. Like against Frieza, I would use this to bait out Final Flash because if they think this doesn't restand, I'm like, okay, you just either lost a life because you took a life from Final Flash, or he lost an energy and he's still gonna restand. I'm still gonna swing again because I'm like, oh, not my problem. So it's stuff like that. You gotta use them as bait sometimes. Sometimes it's an expensive bait, but the bait will work. They'll probably limit the ball to 1. They could, if they limit the ball to 1, it's not gonna make a difference because as long as you think about this, right? If you limit the ball to 1, all that you did was let me take this out and let me put in Majin Buu's human extension attack. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna convert the build from Dark Broly into Gogeta Zeno Dark Broly. And I'm just gonna spank people because now what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a Majin Buu's human extension attack with all the original 6 drops. None of him, none of Toa, no balls. I'm not gonna play 1 ball. I'm gonna put the True Fighting Spirits, Son Goku, and Vegeta. Realistically, just the Son Goku, because my Vegeta Super combo is already a Vegeta Zeno. Now I'm gonna put the 6 drop Gogetas, and I'm gonna put a new Gogeta, and that's not limited. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm a Black Saiyan only leader, and I'm just gonna do that. So the ball wouldn't really do anything, but you limiting the 6 drops would really hurt. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop speaking about it because I don't want Bandai to say, you know what, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. Let me do that. How do you feel about Toa Leader, this format? Which Toa Leader are you talking about? The OG Toa Leader, the new Toa Leader, even the U3 bots? Yeah, you got full power projects. I would still play this and I'd spank people. Without Bib. Actually, without Bibby. Because my Bibby will never reach your Bibby, and you still have to run this super combo to filter out your hand. Without Bibbidi. With Bibbidi, it's not fair. Without Bibbidi, you can have every single... And Turles. Turles is busted too. Without Bibbidi and Turles, not the original Vegeks list with the U3, all that stuff, the original Vegeks list, Splintering Mind, all Vegeta, Trunks, Before the Limit, all that stuff, right? Without Bibbidi and without Turles, you'd get spanked too against Dark Broly. Can someone break drinks? Pay Dark Broly 6 jobs. The new Toa. Which new Toa? Oh, you talking about the one from the expansion pack Toa? I don't know. I honestly don't know because I think this is just the worst Dark Broly leader. But I think in best of 1 you can do some things with it because people don't understand how to play it. Best of 3 I wouldn't recommend it because it was like me, right? When I was playing on Untap and I was playtesting and I went against it best of 1, I'm a quick learner, but I almost lost that game. Because from nowhere, I don't know what he did. I was reading the cards. But before I was done reading, I'm like, okay, what can he bring out? A freaking Triple Strike Slug came out, and I was tapped. I had Brainwash in hand, but I was tapped. I'm like, oh, snap. Well, damn. I hope I have enough combo power. And thank God I out-comboed him because I would have lost. So, Toa, you can do it, but Toa is a fair deck, right? When I say fair deck, is if you give your opponent more than 1 game, they're going to learn how to play against that deck like me. Like, if it was game 2 and 3, it wouldn't have been that close. But game 1, I still won, but I would have lost, realistically speaking, if he had more combo power in his hand. Stuff like that. Did you watch Godzilla vs. Kong? I did not yet. I'm not gonna lie. Been working like crazy. Today was like I think 6 days in a row. We're at like 11-hour shifts. Even though it says 10. It's like 11 to 12-hour shifts. I'm trying to get to like 55, 60. So I'm off on Saturday. I'm not able to play. Alright, what else do you guys got for me, guys? Talk to me. Because this weekend is the Invitational. So, you guys should have a lot of questions. Because set 3 is here again. I said set 3. Best of 3 is here again. Excuse me. Best of 3 is here again. Set 3 was a dark time in Dragon Ball. Set 3 was the introduction of Shugesh. That could be a video for another day. Yeah, talk to me, guys. What do you guys want to know for this weekend? What do I think will win this weekend? Probably it's gonna be funny, but I'm not gonna look who's actually signed up, and I can tell you what will win. Bum, 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 bum. I would say. So we have. Okay, this is a solid Dark Broly player right there. I like my boy Chris Reyes. He's a international player. He always plays Dark Broly. I like how he plays Dark Broly. Our lists aren't the same, but I like his thought process that goes into it. Oh man, why did they do this? I don't know, honestly. I'd probably say part of this pick one without looking at names, because my thing is reset for some reason. I would say the person who has the most access to just beating everything all around, I would say Mecha, but King Piccolo just comes into the picture and it. Honestly, it'd be a Broly. I'm not saying it's Dark Broly, but it'd be between Red Broly and Dark Broly. Broly, that's what I'm gonna say. Broly, I think will win the event. I'm not sure what Broly, but Broly will win the event. Because they're gonna have the best overall spread. Because a lot of people are gonna come back into the Invitational thinking it's the same best of one format, and they're just gonna get spanked and leave. It's gonna be bad. But I try to tell them. Alright, what else you guys got for me? Ooh, dang, we're almost hitting the hour mark. OG Green Broly? Don't do that to yourself. I don't know how you beat Dark Broly. One of my local players told me they got second with OG Green Broly. I'm like, I don't know how. No one wants to be playing Dark Broly. But it is a solid deck. But you guys gotta realize, in best of 3, it's hard to pull off that thing consistently. You said play 3 or 4 the Revenge Ravager. Yeah, play 3. If you're looking at my list from last time for best of 1, I just if you don't have the Bardock, just replace a 3 SS4 Bardock with a 3 Revived Ravager Vegeta. But your turn 1 play is now changed. It's not a floodgate. That's why I'm saying it sucks realistically, because if you really need your floodgate, you can't really do that turn 1, because you have, like, if you're going against King Piccolo, you're gonna have to play your Dark Power Black Mass in, and then now your turn 2 play will have to be that what would be your Vegeta overwhelm into your Double Strike, because you have to make the Double Strike connect. If you just swing for 15, they're gonna say okay, cool, and just take it. Like it's whatever. It's just 1 damage, but that Double Strike is what really hurts them, dude. On what I think will be the most played deck, King Piccolo. A lot of players are gonna jump on board to King Piccolo. Hopefully they have their TPs and stuff, but a lot of people are gonna jump on board to King Piccolo. Now, what I think is gonna be the most underrated deck going into this tournament is gonna be Reboot Gohan. If I'm being straight honest with you, if I still have my Cells Kamehameha, I'd play. I played Reboot Gohan for long, guys. Don't get it twisted. I just don't have my Cells no more. If I had my Cells Kamehameha, I'd play it. Why did you leave Gogeta Zeno? Because as soon as I saw that new Gogeta promo coming out, I instantly scrapped the deck and sold everything. And I said, if I were to run a deck like that, I'd just play Vegeta. Like, that new Gogeta promo, when it came out, I'm like, bro, this is exactly what Vegeta needed. The only thing I wish was different on it was that it had the Demigra effect, where when you play it, you warp something. Because if you get counterplay like by a Charismatic, it's going to be problematic to the point where, hey, it's not really board removal. Or again, Sync Shinron, because the on-play auto is just going to negate it, right? So, yeah, once I saw that new promo, I'm like, there's no point. Because, Vegeta does what you're trying to do, but just better, dude. Yeah, if you're balling the budget, guys, play Green Gohan. Coop knows my build. I like the hand instruction version. All this other stuff, I like it. It's cute. But I just like to just do solid attacks that'll go through. Now, my version will lose in a mirror match. I'm not going to lie to you. Because if you're playing blue-green and you're going against me, yeah, I'm going to lose. But if I'm not going against Green Gohan mirror matches, I'm going to win. I'm just going to take your hand. And if you negate, I'm like, okay, cool, that's 1 less card in your hand. Go. You're not doing anything. Gogeta does it better and more consistent. I wouldn't say that, my man. Because you have to understand, with Vegeta, it's the ceiling that it has is insane. Gogeta, I'm not gonna lie, now as the game goes longer, it is different where Gogeta ceiling increase and Vegeta ceiling decrease. But in the beginning, it's like this, dude. Like, if it's turn 1, turn 2, Vegeta's up here, Gogeta cannot kill you game like turn 1, turn 2. Vegeta can, and that's the biggest difference. Coop, I can't run any of that because these are my super. Like you see my list, Coop. My turn plays are just really, really hardcore. Rip your hand, and then if you say no negates, it's just simple math. I gotta find out what super combo you're playing, and it's simple math, and I just go for a game. And you don't over combo. You just okay, cool. Like my one drop crit Gohan, I swing for 15. Oh, you're taking it. Cool. You use your leader. You swing 10 to 5k to my one drop crit Gohan. You say no combos. Okay, cool. Oh, I say 15. You got a bottom deck one. All right, my turn. Swing again with their one drop crit Gohan. It's like I love numbers games like that because like I don't know. I just love numbers because when you're able to do that with the deck, it makes it really, really hard for your opponent to play the game. Because numbers don't lie, guys. They really don't. No Quetzalcoatl in my Vegeks. Best of 3, yes, not best of 1. You can have it for best of 3, but for best of 1, but if you face coolers regardless, dude, it's just rough. It's a rough battle for you regardless. Alright, so I don't see any more questions. I'll start doing the closing comments, but if you guys have anything, you guys can always leave it there because before I log off, I will go back through the comment section and answer it. This weekend, guys, do not be fooled. The one deck that I'll transfer over from best of 1 to best of 3 will be King Piccolo. The one deck that throttles King Piccolo, I'm talking about spreads cheeks with no Lu against King Piccolo, was not available for best of 1. Is Green Gohan. Green Gohan was banned for best of 1. Green Gohan coming into best of 3 will spread them cheeks like it's no one's business. And that's it. Like, I just can't explain it. So my underdog for the event will be Green Gohan. I really do hope someone does well with it. Most played decks will come back, will return. Mecha Freeze will be back. Dark Broly will be back. I pray Red Broly is back. I really do. Decks that are going to take a back seat are going to be, I'm sorry, Coop, but Majin Vegeta, it's not going to be the same in best of 3. Best of 1, you can get away with it. You're not going to get away with it in best of 3. Creativity will get pushed out of best of 3 because you have one game to have everything go right. Like, you have one game, right? Because you not only get to have everything go right, your opponent has to just not be paying attention. He says, okay, cool, yeah, I just died. If your opponent's paying attention and you don't have everything go right, and it just pick up on one sudden thing they can do and you lose, you're already at a disadvantage because you had a surprise factor, and your surprise factor was that you're going to win game 1, but you just lost game 1. So creativity pretty much goes out the window in best of 3. I'm not going to lie to you. Best of 1, you have it. Best of 3, it's gone. Why would Red Broly come back? Because a lot of people are being creative right now, and Red Broly kills creativity. And a lot of people are going to think that King Piccolo is good. And King Piccolo is going to get shafted by Red Broly. A lot of decks, you guys don't forget, Red Broly got pushed out because of Dark Broly and Mecha. That's it. All these, if Dark Broly and Mecha wasn't a thing, it'd just be game. Like, Red Broly would dominate things. You gotta look at it this way. The only thing Red Broly, an interesting matchup that I've never seen, I never thought of, is just now my brain is like thunderstorming right now, is Red Broly versus Green Ryu Gohan. I honestly would love to see how that match goes. But, who would win that match? I'm not gonna lie. You'd have to have an army of Ba on field. Like, yeah, you had to have an army of Ba on field. But yeah, I'm not gonna think about that. I honestly don't even think we'd ever see that match. That'd be an interesting finals match. But yeah. Red Broly, I can see coming back. If they don't come back, that's whoever has those cards and you didn't feel like playing it, you missed a great opportunity. I still think best of 1 events, the 2 decks that people are sleeping on are Vegeks and Red Broly. Red Broly should just be, if you're going against an army of Piccolo, dude, clean sweep them, bro. You win like less than 10 minutes. You literally win the game. What else? Be prepared for Mecha. Be prepared for Dark Broly. Be prepared 100% for King Piccolo. Launch. Be prepared for Launch. Launch is a popular deck. Yeah, that's it. Those are the 2 main, or those are the main bad boys you want to have your main deck prepared for. Sideboard will take care of everything else, right? So let's get into the closing comments. On Wednesday, I can actually make a cool concept where I can show you my thought process on making my sideboard, making my main deck and my sideboard. Like when I make decks, I don't know. I probably have to get the team guys, the team members in here with me though, because me I like 4 of us, so I'd have to get someone in like Legends or Routers, like one of the guys with me, right? So they could give their take on it too. But I can go into like my thought process of making my main board and like, okay, cool, I'm prepared to face X, Y, and Z, and then against A, B, and C, I have in my sideboard. I could show you my thought process behind that. Should I be familiar with Android 16 and any other sleepers? The only sleeper, honestly, Coop, that I would say be careful is Hatch. Hatch is a real thing. Like I'm not so much for a webcam. I don't think they could pull up a webcam, but if it's a real life event, I would say yes. Not so much for a webcam. It's not something I would advise you doing on webcam because you're gonna spend a lot of time reading and stuff. Whereas in real life, they can just literally read your card, and it's gonna go a lot faster in real life for them to read your card versus you reading it to them, because you're gonna read it to them and they're gonna ask you to clarify it one more time. So a lot of time is gonna be wasted. What about blue? The only blue deck that would have the balls to show up, no offense, would be Blue Baby. And Blue Baby, if they go against black, are gonna get clapped. That's just how it is. Show him that Eddie Thanos snap before he go, bro. It's that cling. I'm telling you. No doubt in real life would be fast. Yeah. There's certain decks like that. Like I would say yes, but for webcam, not really. Cause you know what I'm saying. The amount of text on the Hatch that you'd read and then have to go back and clarify is gonna be insane. I'm surprised Dark Broly hasn't done much. It's best of one. Don't be surprised. I said it since day one. I don't expect Dark Broly, Becker Freezer to win any of these events. Yes, you may see 1 or 2 in Top Cut, and I've been spot on about all these events. I said you may see 1 or 2 in Top Cut, but they're not gonna win. I said that before these events even started, and I cried. I'm like, bro, this is sad. But we're seeing like the powerhouse decks go down, and I told you guys it's funny because I said Blue Baby. I said blue, specifically Blue Baby. I said blue period, but Blue Baby, and Blue Baby literally won the next one. And then the very first one I predicted it. We were all right. Like I told you guys that. It's really easy to see deck builds and stuff. So, but this weekend you'll see Dark Broly do a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, because Dark Broly's not easily countered as people think it is. It's really, really, really difficult to actually stop a legit Dark Broly player. Violent Rays, no Violent Rays. It's really difficult. Do you think the new overround Dark Broly coming out will help back to top 3? I think the deck is still the best deck in the game for best of 1. It's just not so much for best of... for best of 3, still the best deck in the game. Not so much for best of 1. Best of 1, I wouldn't even put it in like the top 3. It's really not. I wouldn't even put it in the top 5, honestly. We streaming these events. Yeah, it's going to be on the PPG DBS Twitch this Saturday and Sunday. So I think I caught up on all the comments. Yeah, I think I caught up on all of them. Bro, when they bringing back Unyielding Trunk, I don't think that card's ever coming off, only because they bring back multicolor again, and it's not something you could do. The thing is powerful. At least not with 4 being still alive. 4 Black Men saying 4 True Fighting Spirits. C. Yeah, alright, so I caught up on everything. Oh, one more. Since Green Gohan is terrible to play... Hold on. Green Gohan is terrible to play against, in your opinion. Do you think Green Gohan... I think Green Gohan should have got banned, period. But my thoughts were, hey, they just rebooted it, and they don't want to feel like they made a mistake. I'm just going to ban it for best of 1. The deck is still lethal. It's lethal. If I never made that video before PPG Miami, I could guarantee to you there would have been multiple numbers of Green Gohan players in Top Cut. They just listened to me. I'm dead serious. Even the Green Gohan players that lost, they said, Eddie, I hate you. They said all those side deck cards you said to put in, these people had it. I'm dead serious. Green Gohan is that much of a threat. Thoughts on Bergamo? It's a cool deck. I can see it getting a Top Cut slot. I don't see it winning. Very, very cool deck though. Yeah, so caught up on everything. Alright guys, so tune in again. I'm off on Wednesday. I should just go to locals. I keep saying it, but I want to go to locals. I've been to locals like a month now and play test. Trying to get my boy Chris Sabella back in the game, play test, and just stream it for you guys. So, yeah, that's it for tonight. I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.